everybody, it's Lalaine and today we'll be doing my March wrap-up and my April TBR. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. So first of all, I want to say I'm really sorry. I haven't uploaded a video in like 2 weeks or something, but there is a lot going on. I had to study for a test, and if I don't pass this exam or test, how you want to call it, then I can say bye-bye to my education because it's really important. If I don't get this, then I cannot continue my education. So there's a lot of stress there. So please, pray for me that I did a good job on the exam. And well, my school times changed. And with changed, I mean like I have to go to school till like almost 8 p.m. That's just like sick. That's not school time for me, but anyways, my school has this new idea that that's okay, but I live in another city and for me it takes 1.5 to 2 hours to get to school, and then the same time when I want to go home, so it's just killing. So I'm looking for an apartment / room. I'm so busy with everything, so I'm really sorry. So while I didn't upload any videos in the last 2 weeks, I did have a good reading month. Well, I have to say that for myself. I read 7 books and I only have 1 physical copy because I had a really good library month. And yeah, ebooks. I do have to say that I don't like ebooks. Really don't like it. Give me physical copies and I'm the happiest girl on earth. But I only got mind games here. Well, let's get on to the books that I read. First book that I've read in March was Allegiant, the last book in the series from Divergent by Veronica Roth. And yes, I thought it was the best ending ever! Like ever! I get so excited. It feels so long ago. And a lot of people were warning me that I would cry, were warning me that they hated the ending. So I was so scared, but every time I opened the book I was like, okay, just read it for yourself, put the opinions aside, this is what you think of this, because sometimes you get so influenced by everything that other people tell you, so you're gonna read things differently or look at things differently. But I have to say, I only got tears in my eyes. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Don't you worry, but anyways, no, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I did get tears in my eyes. But somewhere I expected the ending to be the ending the way it was, so I was so glad. I love it I love it because I think Veronica Roth really knew that she was going to kill a lot of people with this ending. But I love you, Veronica Roth. This was amazing. So yeah, Allegiant was lovely. So the next book that I've read in March is Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi, and I didn't talk to you guys about the first book, Shatter Me, but I do have to admit that I did not really like the book. I liked the writing style. I read it in one evening, but I just couldn't get my mind around it. I just was like, do I hate it or do I love it? And then I was like, you know what, just read the second book and then you can make an opinion. And I loved Unravel Me. For me, I got more development and I got to know the characters more, and everybody's like Team Warner, and now I get where people are coming from. I really do, but still I need something from Adam to just, really abandon him and be like, yeah, Team Warner. So I'm really like, I don't know which team I am. I started in Ignite Me, but yeah, I'm in the first pages in Ignite Me on my ebook. Another ebook. But yeah, I really like the book and I can't wait for Ignite Me, to be finished. I really want to know how it's going to end. So the third book that I've read in March is Mind Games by Kristen White, and this was in my book blinded day tag, and I don't know, I like it. Yeah, I like it. I don't know how to develop my opinion about it. For me it seemed like so far away from me, this world, and I just couldn't get into it. And then I liked the story, but I was missing something. I just couldn't connect to the characters, and I need that. The fourth book that I've read is Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, and everybody was raving about the book, like it's a beautiful story, you should really read it. And then I started reading it and I was like, oh no, I hate those high school things, like, oh my god, look at me, I'm so popular. I just, I couldn't. So I had a moment where I was like, I'm gonna put this down, but because of the concept I was like, no, okay, there has to be a lesson in this, because she's not just writing about this like, oh hey girls, hey, let's tell a story. So I pushed myself to read it further and I cried at the end of the book. I closed it and I cried. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So if you haven't read it, I really recommend it. Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. It was amazing. But Ruby read, a lot of people already read this series, and I was like, okay, let me just try it because I love that book, so maybe I'm gonna love this as well. I love it. She cracked me up. I was, oh god, you should have seen me. It was so embarrassing. I laughed in the, you know, subway, in the train, where I was waiting outside. I laughed my ass off. This woman is amazing. Like the way she writes, it's so sarcastic, and oh my god, I really love it. And yes, if you haven't read it, please go read it. If you really want to have a laugh and you like time traveling, then you should really read it. Then I read Stardust by Lisa. I forgot her last name, I'm really sorry. Stardust, well, I saw this book a lot of times in the bookstore here in Sandam, and I was like, nah, maybe next time, nah. And then I went to the library and I saw that book. I was like, I'm gonna read it, and I totally loved it. It was amazing. There was so many action, and I got me excited the whole time. And yes, I needed to get through the beginning. I was like, okay, poor people, and I just couldn't stop reading. I was like, it was a really page turner for me. So I really loved Stardust. Oh my god, can't wait for the next book. And the last book that I've read in March is Cinder by Marissa Myers. And of course, everybody already read this. Oh my god. I have to say that after Stardust, it was really hard for that book to really get an honest chance, because Stardust was so good and full of action that Cinder for me was a little bit like, okay. Oh, girl. It was really like, I don't even know if you get what I mean, but if you have a book like this, and it's so good, and then you go to, it's a beautiful story. I love Cinder, but it just wasn't the time for me to read it after Stardust. You know, I had to switch those books, and then it would be perfect. So if you have seen my tag, the book is blind date tag, you saw that I had 4 books, and I still got 3, and I kept them in my package because I really want to do it again. So just gotta do this, and then I'm gonna pick someone. I'm gonna pick this one. I like it. It's really like getting a gift. Oh, it's the Archive by Veronica. Oh, Victoria Swap, grapje. Oh, that was Dutch. Sorry. It's by Victoria Swap, The Archives. Finally, I'm gonna read this. So this will be the first book that I'm going to read. And then I got Ketchup Clouds by Annabelle Itcher, and it's a book from the library, and it goes about a girl who has a dark and terrible secret, and she's going to share that with a guy who is in prison. Yeah. Well, I saw this at Book Boys and such, and he's amazing, and he talked about his book that he was going to read it. I don't know, sorry honey, but I saw it and I was like, I want that book, so I saw it in the library and I'm gonna read it. So that's the next one. Then I saw this book, More Than This by Patrick Ness, and it's a story about a guy he dies, and then he wakes naked, bruised and thirsty, but he's alive. And yeah, I think this is going to be his journey, like sort of afterlife, or a little bit like Before I Fall, learn all of her stylists. I've heard people raved about this book, so I can't wait to read it myself. Also from the library. Yeah. Then I got the Dutch copy from Looking for Alaska by John Green, and because of, you know, The Fault in Our Stars is such an amazing book, I really want to read all his other books. So this was the only book that the library had from John Green, not in Dutch and not in English. They don't have that. So I was already glad that I could find this one, so I'm gonna read it. And of course, the second book in the Chronicle series, the Lunar Chronicle series, is called it, and I want to read this because I really want to give this series a really honest chance and just keep on reading. So yeah, I hope this is good. I hope so. And the last book that I'm gonna read this month is, I don't even know what the English title is. In Holland it's called Sapphire Blue, and oh crap, it's dirt. Sorry, I don't know, but it's the second book in the Ruby Red series, and because I love the first one, I think I'm gonna be correct on this one. So these are the books that I'm going to be reading this month. Well, I first have to study, and then after this week I'm gonna try to read all of these books. So yeah, if you have read any of these books, or you just have something that you want me to read next month, then please tell me, or just share your opinion about the books that I've already read. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. So thank you for watching. Bye.